The big banks.
The big bank with a big check.
Don't worry, they're too big to fail. So at least you know you're going to get that money.
It's coming.
The Bank of Bell. Yeah, you know, for a lot of riders, as I mentioned earlier today, we almost take for granted just how difficult it is to even qualify for this event. There's so much talk about those winning the Moto and making the podium, but for a lot of riders, you're looking to maybe make it even once and have that moment of glory, and the start could be it. Oh, the humanity. We got 3 riders down trying to get over that jump at the end of the 10 Commandments. They're okay, but just trying to get on the bikes.
And that's the slot car portion of the racetrack. You're just stuck in that track. You can't go anywhere. If the guy in front of you stops, you're going to stop. The number 1 of Hayden Deegan, he won the first Moto. He is the returning champ.
Yeah.
And he is leading, working on 2 Moto wins. He's got a live Instagram feed going on of him right now. He's talking to his Instagram followers. A first, a never before seen.
He's got his Instagram story right here. Working on another title. It's actually the first in the Deegan family. His dad lost his seconds and thirds. He summed it up like this to me last year. He said, I always had to race Wyndham.
Oh, you're done. He was magic here. Kevin Wyndham. He was out of here by age 15, too. He rode the youth class in 95, said, see, I got stuff to do. I believe it was 95. Might have been 93.
Yeah, one of the original, I remember, way too big to race on a Mini.
Yep.
But racing
it was
Mini.
95. He had the Axo gear, Axo helmet combo on the Kawasaki.
Mm-hmm.
Man, Axo had it going on. That was towards the tail end of what they had with Bradshaw and Stanton.
They had like a 7 or 8 year run of excellence.
It looked awesome. Good stuff. Even Jeff Ward kind of picked it up for a little bit there.
Kidney belt.
Ran the lime green kidney belt.
And the boots.
Last guy to run the open face helmet in the Open 500 class. That's a unbelievable move there.
Yep. Take that. Ain't so bad. Ain't so bad.
It hurts so bad.
Right
it really does hurt bad.
Hayden Deegan in the lead. Jeremy Fapani second. Luke Fauser third. Logan Best, John Carver, top 5. Jude Smirlick sixth. Austin Schaefer seventh. Alvin Hillen eighth. Landon Peppard. He's being peppered with roost.
He's the one that brought us up our salmon. He brought me some salmon.
That's Peppered?
Yeah.
The name is Peppered.
Landon Peppered.
And is
like
that
Pepperidge
salmon,
Farms.
Is that salmon peppered?
It's peppered up. He peppered.
Salted and peppered.
He peppered Rodney Tomlin until he fell to his knees.
Oh, jeez. Peppered him with jabs.
Right. Finished third in the first Moto. Did Landon Peppered.
And who's in 10th right now?
That would be Jordan Torres.
Kyler Rahm is 11th. Jake Caesar is 12th. Manuel Dumas 13th. Nathan Hummel had that hole shot, now 14th. And Ryder Thompson in 15th because you have to have someone named Ryder.
Correct. Every class is mandatory.
AMA mandatory. You have to have a rider in every mini cycle class.
Named Ryder.
Yep, a rider named Ryder.
Water trucks in the background there. They constantly work this racetrack. If you're the last moto of the day, you are going to get as good a racetrack as the first moto, the midday motos. That's just the way it's always been here. Watching Hayden Deegan, he's out to a 6-second lead. And he is, we were talking earlier about how he's just been a high-profile guy, it seems like forever.
Well, I remember him in the 50 class being upset with some bad luck over and over, could never get the title, often with some bike problems in the third moto, that kind of thing. And last year it came down to him and his buddy Daxton Bennick in a shootout, and Deegan got it done, I think in the mud. That's not easy for a kid from Southern California. But that was a big one. That made Brian really happy. They're back, looking for more. The only thing you really have to worry about at this age, I mean, Deegan was so good, so young. Same thing with his buddy Bennick. You know, if they can just keep this train rolling, they're going to be great pros. There's so many things that can happen between, age 11 through basically age 20 when he'd really be hitting his prime as a pro rider. So, but if he can just keep riding this like he has so far, he's going to be one heck of a rider.
Yeah, we were chatting at Freestyle. I'm like, man, how much do you got? How much have you put in this program? He goes, I don't even want to, like, well into per year, 6 figures.
No, really.
Yeah, he's got like the mechanics. They've got videographers that handle the. He's trying to monetize this Instagram, this Facebook stuff, and then YouTube stuff, and he's pretty close to getting it done. He went on. I think he jumped on someone else's YouTube, got a big shout out there, and just instantly boosted. His kid had 5 million followers or whatever, and then boom, he went immediately to 50,000 or whatever to start his online social media career. So they're smart. They're very tactical about what they're doing.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. I mean, this is the general of the Metal Militia, an absolute marketing maven. Maybe we'll have a marketing shootout. Brian Deegan versus Kerry Hart in a marketing battle, one-on-one in the marketing octagon. Looking at the battle here, I'm looking for some battles on the track. We might have found one for Patty on the 75. There it is, Logan Best. This is a cool story. We mentioned Yamaha's making the podium in the 65 class. They've never made a 65 before.
Way back in the early 80s, a 60.
Oh,
that's right.
Class,
there you go. They had an RM6. Suzuki had one.
Yep. Honda, briefly, I think, had a CR60.
To 83,
yeah, 1 year, 2 years.
Yep.
So Yamaha, the Blue Crew, now dropping in to the 65 class. Of course, they have the PW50, so you know what that means.
They get you early and they keep you all the way through.
Well, that's what KTM has done. They had a bike for every rider, and look at that Yamaha work right now, the 26 of Best.
Hey, Logan Best is one of our guys going to Australia to represent America at the, for lack of the Mini de Nations. It's not.
Yeah,
it's the
FIM World Junior Cup, but let's be honest, Mini de Nations.
Mini de Nations sounds way cool.
Cool term. So Logan Best trying to make passes, trying to get second place over Luke Fowler, Jeremy Fapani right behind them, John Carver 5th. We'll run through this top 10 again.
Looks like Schaefer in 6th, Jordan Torres in 7th, Jude Smirlick 8th, Kyler Rome 9th, and Alvin Hillian in the number 10 spot. As we take a look at this 65-711, 3 laps in, Hayden Deegan out front. He is about 16 seconds out front now. But man, the battles, they are just going off right here with Best and Falzer. Little Hoss, Big Falzer.
Best and Fowler, yeah. Fowler not giving up on it for second place. Deegan's got a big lead, 16 seconds, so we'll stay focused on this right now. Best and Fowler. And the 55, John Carver right in there as well. They're back into the Suzuki Rollers after Storyland, and now the Waterworks.
And I know we talk about your leader or your top 5 or whatever, wherever the race dictates, but I remember when we came here, we had our own set of goals. We knew we weren't going to, I say we, it was my brother, but we had a goal. It was like, I just want a top 10 motos. That may be your goal, and that's huge. When you go back home, if I could tell you that my son was a top 10 left-handed pitcher in all of America, in his age group. That's incredible.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
So you guys that are already here, you're one of the 40 baddest kids in all the land. Like, go back with that already. You've already made it. To me, making it here from the regional was the hardest, most stressful time, hands down. Once we got here, I'm like, shoot, man, this is extra credit. This is all bonus.
The percentages of riders that actually enter to qualify and actually do qualify is unbelievably strict.
What are we around, 25,000?
I think it's only like 20% make it or 14% make it out of all the entries around the country, the areas of regionals. So absolutely, just making it for a lot of the people, that's their thing. We mentioned at the start, you can pull one whole shot ever in your life.
It's awesome, great place to do it. They've got video proof of it now. You can go back and save that. You can get all the
perma loop, just on loop all the time. Boomerang that on your social media.
I would have an iPad with a chain with that thing looping on my neck, playing that bad boy at school
all the time. Fapani goes by in the 75, John Carver behind him, and then Jordan Torres is now in the picture. We had him in 10th, we had him in 7th, and now he's 6th. He's trying to get top 5.
Yeah, 2:20 lap time. It puts him the 3rd quickest lap out there on the racetrack. He's 6th right now, so keep an eye on the 71 Cobra. Another one of those weird colored machines that is not orange. Now, you got a blue one out there. You got a yellow one, Kawasaki. I don't know that we even have a Cowie out there. Jet Reynolds, Ryder DeFrancisco, and Kristen Janik. Some of the last few guys to ride that one. You got Ryan Holiday. You got a Cowie rider.
Rider down 71. Oh, Torres. That was Torres. Now you can see it's got the yellow fenders. That's the Cobra. He just went down. You can see the top of his helmet behind that Cometic hay bale. So Torres putting in a great charge, but it has come to an end And he's back on the racetrack, but he's probably outside the top 10, I would think, now. So Hayden Deegan continues to lead. 18-second gap over Logan Best on the Yamaha. And then Fowler on the 46 and Jeremy Fapani on the 75. They are third and fourth. There's the 46 of Fowler.
I think he was top 5, right?
Just missed sixth in the first moto. Nice try, bro.
That was a great guess.
Missed by an entire position.
There's another rider that goes down. Who is that? The number 46.
That's him.
Falzer.
Jeez, we call their name,
That's
they go down. We
two
did
guys.
that. Yeah, we got Torres, we got Fowler.
We're going to stop talking about him. That kid right there on your screen.
Yeah, well, let's not name names. So Fowler, that's going to put Fapani up into third. Fapani was putting the pressure on, and it paid off. It's going to put him into a top 3 position. There he is, Fapani up to third on the 75.
Speaking of riders, and if you're not winning, like a lot of parents put pressure on their kids, like, oh, if we're not winning by age 10 or 11, it's over. We don't have a shot. That is so far from the truth. So many kids come through the 60s, 65s, the 85s, really don't do anything, and then for whatever reason, whenever all the opportunity, preparation, and all those things line up, sync up, then it just clicks.
Yeah, it is bizarre, actually, when you look through some guys. Then they become, there's guys that are perennially fast 4 or 5 years in a row, but then there's 1 year at the beginning of that where they're not even close. I remember, say, when Michael Lessie was really strong here, and then all of a sudden Villapoto started challenging him, and you looked the year before, and Villapoto was getting like 9th.
Yeah.
And you're like, where did the 9th to 1st gap come from? And really, I think what a lot of it is, you talk to some of these team guys, everyone matures at such rapidly different rates when you're talking about kids. You know, the difference in being 6 months older is a huge thing. Some kids just get one thing down faster than others. It doesn't necessarily mean they're going to end up being better in the long run. So there's just this variance when you're dealing with these young ages. You never know what the riders are going to turn into when they mature. Some kids just mature more quickly than others.
Sure.
They get a big advantage. Everybody else eventually catches up.
Have to fight for it. Or you're from Washington State, like Ryan was. Maybe he changed his program around where he was down in Southern California. Now he's riding more. Now he's has more opportunity to.
Kevin's trying to take out that wasp. He's got the drone shot.
It's pretty quick.
He did take a nice swing at that, though.
I even changed the way I talked while I was talking. There's 75. Jeremy Fapani now in third. He's a big kid on a 65. Got great hair, too. Look at those flowing locks of Fapani.
Wow, yeah. That's going to be hard to clean up after a moto getting roosted.
That's why you go down to that creek, sit down there, and let it just wash a few hundred feet down the creek there.
Yeah, if you see his hair, maybe just throw it back.
You want to give it back to him? He's like the Noah Syndergaard of 65 riders. That's like a happening thing to have super long hair.
Yeah, your kid runs that, doesn't he?
Super long. Hey, he's already cut it. He just cut it. Cut the whole deal.
Why? Summertime?
He used it to get his college scholarship. When we went to all these showcases to play baseball, everybody remembered him. Like that was
long hair.
The long hair. They called him Baby Thor. Super long hair. And he wanted to cut it.
It was just a marketing.
Yep.
It's a marketing gimmick. All right, so there's 75. Fapani. Somebody needs to make a food called Fapani. I mean, it just sounds like something that has to exist somewhere.
A 6-inch Fapani.
Yeah, a 6-inch
no mayo.
Fapani. I'll have some pepperoni and cheese.
Isn't there like a bread like Fapani bread? I feel like there's something close. I bet I could look that up. There's some Italian dish.
There has to be. John Carver, fourth. He was fifth for a while, had a couple crashes. Back to our second place rider, Logan Best, on the new Yamaha 65. That thing came out in February.
Have you sat on one and just walked up to it? They look so cool.
Yeah, I actually have.
They're not unproportional. They're not goofy looking, like square in certain areas. That look
and 50s.
That thing looks cool.
Yeah, you can't make them look quite like full-size motocross bikes. That one looks like they just went on Adobe Photoshop.
Shrunk it down by 40%.
Yeah,
right.
60% size, 40% down.
Proportionally.
Exactly the same.
Yep. It's got
Yamaha's,
the blue rims, the big chrome pipe there, all the cool options.
Whoa, got a battle on our hands.
I think that's Deegan working through some lap traffic, perhaps.
A battle with lap riders.
Still a great race. He's still battling.
Yep, 22-second lead for Deegan on the number one. Yeah, Yamaha also redesigning the 85. Got a new 85 out as well. So really reinvesting in the youth ranks of the sport. That's awesome to see. There's Deegan on the number one.
What do you think the logic is there? Is there any logic in trying to get these kids, lock them down early so that hopefully brand loyalty will carry all the way through, or what?
Yeah, no doubt about it. A couple years ago, I got to go to the KTM dealer show in California, And they had a whole triatomitis video they put together about how they used to have the KTM Junior Supercross Challenge at Supercross. But they noticed that all the riders, their heroes, when they got free in the pits to sign autographs, they went to the Honda truck, the Suzuki truck, the Kawasaki truck, the Yamaha truck. Yamaha or KTM didn't have 450 Supercross stars. They had the 50cc thing dialed. So their dream became to get to the point where they would have KTM for you for life. And they said the first time that they were able to have those KTM 50 riders high five Ryan Dungey on a KTM, it was like it finally got to where we want it to go. So that's what everybody's trying to do now. Keep them on the brand for life. Yamaha has a ton of bikes, not just on the motocross side, but even trail bikes, TTR 50. Yeah. Maybe you want to start that way instead of a PW. Just really cool to see all the manufacturers investing in the youth of the sport. I don't know if youth bikes are necessarily money makers. It's more of a growth thing overall for the brand that's going to pay off with more bike sales and other divisions down the road. So that's cool to see Yamaha doing that. I know Cowie redesigned their 85 not that long ago, so they're investing in the division. KTM and Husky have a ton of new bikes in this type of class all the time. And the Cobra, you see the 71 of Torres on his Cobra. He's charging back up. Oh! And he made the pass.
You gave that curse. It almost went to him, but it kind of drifted off to the right or to the right.
Power curse.
Right on there. Oh, they're even going so deep. Look at this. That's a technique. You seen how you pick it up backwards?
I like that.
Right?
That's a whole lot less energy. Whole lot less energy that way.
That was the number 42. Don't have him on the list
that might
here.
have been a lap. Is that 82?
Yeah, he was a lapper.
Rider. Okay, he's down. So Torres, who also fell similar to that earlier in the Moto, is back up to 6th place. 2-lap card warning, and that means I am leaving town. I'm not going to the tower.
Are those free shades?
Oh, of course they're free.
Yeah, I know you didn't pay money.
You don't know of Moser brand? Not familiar with that?
Where'd you get those at?
My buddy named Moser. He just made sunglasses with his name on them. Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
I thought you found them just laying down there by one of the urinals. He
was handing them out as a joke, and I'm like, no, seriously, bro.
Let me have 10 pair of those.
I highly recommend that folks buy Oakley shades. I highly recommend that. Proud supporter of this event, but I've got the Mosers.
The Mosers. White flag, the Lucas Oil last lap. You're watching Hayden Deegan do some work out there. He's 27 seconds out front of Logan Best on that Yamaha. Best is going to take his talents to Australia and represent America in a couple of weeks. Got a 5-man team. Aiden Tierra, one of those riders as well. Jeremy Fapani, solid in 3rd. 2:23 lap time for him. John Carver 4th. Austin Schaefer is 5th. Logan Torres is 6th. Luke Falzer is 7th. Kyler Rome 8th. Drew Adams is 9th. And Jesse James Parkey rounds out your top 10 as we are on the white flag lap now, taking a look at the number 1 of Hayden Deegan, going around what used to be a bunch of trees. That's where we used to park, and now they've got that opened up, putting a few kinks in that old start straightaway underneath the Red Bull arch. That straightaway started off nice and smooth. Now it is rough as all get out. Now they jump into the 10 commandments. That's the way you want to do it. Just double, double, double all the way through. Catch a little backside. Nothing to it. Hit this chewed up jump that started out nice and pretty as well. It is gone. Looks like Rodney Tomlin at about 2 in the morning. Ugh. No, no. Just scouting it out. Like that. Yeah, and tire choice. If you're an early moto, I heard that the MX-33 was the way to go, like the first couple of motos before you got down to that hard base. That tire worked really well. But after a few motos get cut in, you find some of that hard pack stuff, you want to stay away from that tire. So don't listen to me. Go down to Dunlop and ask those guys. They'll check your air pressure. They'll give you the right tire. That lady is on fire. Whatever's going on outside here, she sounds like her hair is on fire. Put her out. Woo. You spent all your work and all this money to get here to the ranch, and if you don't use every asset available to you, you're hurting yourself. That could be the difference between a 5th or a 7th, the right tire. So there's your winner, Hayden Deegan. Lap number 9, he led all of them. Logan Best, we're waiting on you, my man. 33 seconds back on the number 26 Yamaha. Great job for Logan. He is going to finish up second. There he is. I think you are correct. Those choppy, rutted up little turn there. There's Logan. He will double his way right past us in the tower. How's it going, man? There's Logan. And then Jeremy Fapani on the number 75 machine. There he is. That is your top 3. John Carver, Austin Schaefer. Round out your top 5 on down to the top 10. Luke Falzer, Drew Adams, Kyler Rome, Jesse James Parkey, and Jordan Torres as we get ready to send it down to the winner's podium. Jason Wygant with your winner, Hayden Deegan.
All right, getting it all set up down here. Hayden Deegan up on the podium on the number 1. Logan Best on the 26. All right, looking good in this class, no doubt about it, trying to defend that number 1 plate. He is certainly getting used to the podium celebration and how it all breaks down here at the Rocky Mountain ATV-MC Amateur National. Danger Boy is up front again. Let's hear it for Hayden Deegan. All right, you were rolling in that one. Take me through it.
Yeah, I got off to a great start. First, I came out about 5th, and then I clicked into 4th and didn't let off around the whole entire sweeper, and I got into 1st place, and then just kind of run my race and checked out. And once I seen him, like when I was going through Storyland, I seen him in roller still, so I was like, thank God I'm so checked out, so if I tipped over, I still have an advantage. But we rode a race pretty good, and I'm pumped on it.
Everybody's pumped on it. We got a good crowd down here. This is awesome. Who do you want to thank?
I'd like to thank all my sponsors, K-Tam Orange Brigade, Twisted, Team Dunlop, FMF, and Pro Taper, and Cooper Naley from YouTube for subscribing, and obviously all you guys make sure to subscribe to the Deegan 38 page.
That's critical. All right, let's hear it for our Moto winner, Hayden Deegan. All right, starting to rack him up pretty consistently here as he tries to go for a 2nd straight title on the 65. Let's talk to our 2nd place finisher, bringing the Yamaha YZ65 to the podium. That machine unproven this year, but it is now proven. Been a solid performance for the new Blue Crew ride all week long. Let's give it up for the 26 of Logan Best. So how's that new motorcycle, man? That just came out this year. What's it like?
It's awesome. I mean, it pulls on the bottom, has enough speed on the top. And I just like to thank everyone that helped me to get me here.
Cool. And who would that be? Who do you want to thank, Logan?
Rusty from Triangle Cycles, Donnie Luz from Yamaha Blue Crew, 6D, 100%, FXR gear, Hastrick knee braces, Fuel Clothing, CD Boots, Coach Rob from Moto E, Ziggy from Factory Connection, Magic Mike, Matt Burkeen, Freddie Noren from Saba Max, and everyone else, just thank you.
There it is. Let's hear it for Logan Best, 2nd place. Awesome job, Logan. And 3rd place, had to do some battling to get there. Some good racing in this 65cc class. Gonna take the bronze medal. Let's hear it for Jeremy Fapani. All right, Jeremy, tell me about your moto there.
It was pretty tough out there.
Yeah, I would imagine. These ruts and holes probably pretty big for a 65.
Probably bigger than the wheels.
Exactly. Who do you want to thank, Jeremy?
I'd like to thank my whole family, 100% Pro Circuit, 7, Antonio, James Coy, 518, Garrett, Bell Helmets, my mechanic Mike,
my trainer Nathan and my other trainer Robbie. Thank you.
All right, let's hear it for Jeremy Fapani, 3rd place. There we go. We got a whole shot award. Let's bring him on up. I remember Hummel. All right, Nate Hummel takes our Bell Helmets Whole Shot Award. Well, how'd you pull that start?
Just had to shift through my gears and be consistent through all my starts.
You did it, man. Who do you want to thank?
Mom, Dad, Cobra Moto, PR2, BC Racing, Dunlop, Bell Ray, 60, 100%, and yeah.
Let's hear it for Nate Hummel. 3rd one of those? 3 whole shots for this guy. Jeez, man, that's going to be a freebie helmet before long. All right, they got some photos. We are done here on the podium. We're nearly wrapping it up here. What day is today? Monday? I don't even know at this point. Kevin, take it away.